If you're solo building in 2026 and you're only using one AI tool, you need to upgrade your tech stack. In this video, I will be sharing with you exactly what I use to build and launch my products, and stick around until the end because I will be sharing with you 2 workflows that help me build much faster and save me hours on every single project. I'm Lilith, and on this channel, I talk about my journey as a solo builder and sharing with you everything I learned along the way. So today, I'm going to walk you through my personal tech stack and all the tools I use to design, build, and deploy all my products. So let's get into it. Let's start with the AI coding tools I use to generate my code. First, I use Claude Code and I run it directly inside my Visual Studio. It's where I do all my high-level thinking and planning. We have a conversation and then it helps me define my rough ideas into a proper product spec. And at the end of a build session, I use it to audit my code for bugs and security issues. Next, I use Cursor. It has become my daily code editor. It's incredibly useful, especially for design generation and when you use it with the Figma MCP integration. It also has a really helpful design mode where you can basically open your web page inside Cursor editor, and then you can modify the elements by simply clicking on them, which makes it very easy to tell the AI what changes you want exactly and which element you're talking about. The Pro plan also gives you generous credits for their composer model. And lastly, I use Antigravity alongside Cursor. It's really clean for generating backend structure and logic following a step-by-step plan. My favorite feature is its Chrome integration. It can open up the web, analyze the product, and then catch its own mistake as it's analyzing the product on the web. It's still a bit experimental and it has been breaking quite a bit lately, but when it works, it does an incredible job. Now you might be wondering why I'm using 3 different AI tools instead of one. Well, I found that when one AI generates the code, it fails to see its own mistakes. So having other AI tools that can take a fresh and independent look at the code base makes it much easier to catch those errors and keep moving. And the $20 a month Pro plans for all 3 together cost significantly less than one single premium plan on any of them. Let me know in the comments if I should make a video about how I use these 3 tools in my build process. For design, I like to use Figma before even writing a single line of code. I find that designing first helps me think through the user flow. It helps me map out what the user journey needs to be like and where each element of the app should live, which then makes it easier for me to give instructions to the AI and be more specific about them. So I map up all my core screens into Figma to get the visuals, which I can then feed into Cursor for implementation. For frontend, I use the following: Next.js and React. These are my framework of choice. They're among the most widely used frameworks, which means massive communities, excellent documentation, and years of reliable production use. That also makes them ideal for AI-assisted development, simply because they are so well documented and so commonly used in AI trainings that the AI hardly hallucinates with them. On top of that, they handle routing and performance automatically and keep my project structure clean. I use Tailwind to style the interface. Tailwind is a styling library that lets you directly design in your code. Instead of writing separate style files, you use utility classes. These are small keywords that let you control things like color, spacing, layout, right where you're building. And once you get the hang of it, it's very intuitive and keeps everything in one place. I use ShadCN for pre-built components. Think about buttons, forms, menus, any components that you can drop in your code and customize to your design. I use it to speed up the development and keep all my interfaces consistent, but more about this at the end of the video. For databases, I use MongoDB simply because it doesn't lock you into rigid tables and schemas, which makes it even better for the AI because then you can change and update your product as it evolves. Now that said, you have other great options out there like Supabase, so I would recommend you to simply go with the option that you're the most comfortable with. For authentication, I use Auth.js, which is an open source plug-and-play library that handles the entire user authentication flow for you. For my case, I use 2 authentication options only: Magic Links and Google Auth. So I use Resend to send out the Magic Link emails to the user, and Auth.js handles the entire wiring up of the Google login. It means users have a smoother experience and I never have to touch sensitive credentials. For payments, I use Stripe. It's the industry standard for payments and it handles everything from one-off payment to monthly recurring subscriptions without a headache. And finally, let's look at what I use to deploy the products. For deployment, I use Vercel. It has a free tier and is very easy to set up. For storing my codebase and managing version control, I use GitHub. It connects seamlessly with Vercel. Every time I push an update, it automatically triggers a build pipeline that compiles the code, checks the errors, and deploys a fresh production build to the internet in seconds. No complex server configuration needed. So I use Webflow for my marketing landing pages. I prefer to keep my marketing site separate from the code base. So all I have to do is just design the landing page once, and then whenever I have a new product, I can just duplicate the landing page, change the text, update the visuals, and I have a website ready to go in half a day. Webflow is also great because it has all the integrated tools such as for SEO, email marketing. So I don't really have to add these in the code. I can just add my keys and it's ready to go. I use InstaLabs to brainstorm product names and check their availability in real time. And once I find the product name I'm happy with, I then purchase it on GoDaddy, so this way I keep all my domains in one place. For analytics, I use Google and Postdoc, but they both serve different purposes. Google Analytics gives me traffic and customer acquisition data from my marketing landing page, whereas Postdoc lives inside my products and then it tracks the user behavior, so I know what people click, what they drop, and it gives me an idea of how people are using the tool and what I need to improve over time. And for a solo builder, that kinds of insights are just invaluable because you don't have a team to gut check your assumptions, so you have to work around the product with the information you have by yourself. And now, as promised, here are the 2 hacks that help me build much faster and more efficiently all my new products. The real unlock for solo building isn't the tools, it's building your own system on top of them. Here are the 2 things I suggest you do that made the biggest difference for me. 1, customize your chassis and components once, push it to GitHub, and use it as a boilerplate for every time you're building a new product. So instead of designing all your components from scratch every single time, your AI can plug and play all your components that already match your design system. It saves you hours for every build, and all your products are customized and visually consistent with your brand without extra effort. Let me know in the comments if you want a full video on how to set this up. 2, once you build a product and your API roots and product structure are solid, turn that into a boilerplate too. Every new tool that you build starts from a place that already works. Your office wired up, your project structure is clean, and your patterns are set. You're not starting from zero, you're compounding your own work. That's the mindset shift. The tools are just the tools, it's the system that you build around them that makes you fast. And that's my personal stack and workflow. Lightweight, clean, and built to help me focus on shipping while traveling. Subscribe and drop any questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.